It's crazy I got to make this video, but let's get straight to the point, man. If you're a Giants fan rooting for the Eagles, I think you need to reevaluate your fandom. You really do. There's no way you're sitting here calling yourself a New York Giants fan and you're rooting for Saquon Barkley and the Philadelphia Eagles to go win in the Super Bowl. There's not a place for it. There is no realm for it. Now, Giants Twitter and Twitter overall when it comes to the Super Bowl has been crazy, especially when you think about Kayvon Thibodeau and Des Bryant, which that's a whole argument in itself. Maybe I'll be talking about that later. But thinking about seeing Brandon Jacobs saying that he's going for the Eagles in the Super Bowl and seeing the amount of fans that I'm seeing talking about Saquon Barkley and the Eagles, that they're rooting for them to win. You know, Saquon Barkley needs to stick it to the Giants and, you know, it sucks that we miss out on him. Listen, I'm not here going to defend Joe Shane. I'm not saying losing Saquon was a smart idea. Obviously, look at it. They're one game away from winning the Super Bowl. Is it smart? No, it's not smart. But you know what's not smart? Is rooting for your division rival, rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles, them dirty birds, to go win another ring. What stance does that hold? Like, put yourself outside of the Saquon situation and put yourself outside of the Taylor Swift situation, because I know a lot of people don't like the Chiefs because of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. What do you gain, or what will you gain with the Eagles winning the Super Bowl? Them to say that they won 2 rings now, more than one that they had? For them to have bragging rights over your team in general, they already hold enough. I mean, let's be honest. I'm putting it out there. And being a Giants fan, we haven't beat the Eagles that often. We haven't beaten them when it counts. And recent success, they've been a lot more successful than we have. But why in the world would I sit here and say, yeah, I hope the Eagles go out there and win? I hope the Eagles add another ring. Why would I do that? That makes zero sense. And listen, I was about to talk about Brandon Jacobs, but he went and cleared himself up saying that, you know, he played for the Giants and he still likes another team and blah, 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 blah. I'm not here for all of that. If you're a New York Giants fan, you were born and you like the New York Giants, you claim them as your team. You don't sit here and you root for a division rival. You don't. Some may argue, hey, is it really a rivalry at this point? Some may make that argument. I don't really care about any of that. I'm not rooting for the Eagles. And let's look at it from the Saquon standpoint, right? Listen. Saquon on this team. I mean, I got a cup up back here. I'm not going to show it, but I got a cup that I made with Saquon Barkley on it. Now it's like not usable. I got plenty of Saquon jerseys sitting in the closet right here. When Saquon's on this team, he was my favorite player. He was the most dynamic player we had. It didn't translate to wins, but overall, you know, you can argue, and that should be the argument. The whole franchise has been a dysfunction, and it's not Saquon Barkley's fault. But he wasn't playing like this with us anyways. The offensive line was bad. We know what it was. He goes onto the Eagles behind a great O-line. They got receivers out there. They have a talented quarterback in Jalen Hurts, even though I may argue, hey, I think Jalen Hurts is cheeks, but that's beyond me. We have nothing to speak about thinking about our quarterback situation. But overall, when you think about the situations he's in, perfect scenario for him. He's in a perfect scenario. He rushed for 2,000 yards. He's dynamic. That was never in question. I was never questioning, can Saquon Barkley still play football? Definitely not. And here they are winning games. I say all that to say I'm still hoping that they suck in the Super Bowl. I still hope they lose. I still hope they go out there and get beat down by the Chiefs. And that's who I'm rooting for in the Super Bowl, man. You got to root for the Chiefs. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Because honestly, you could plug in any other AFC team. I'm never rooting for the Eagles. I just really don't. I'm going to stick on to this point, man. If you're a Giants fan, there's a couple traits that we have. 1, we suck, but 2, we're loud no matter if we suck or not. And we're never rooting for the Eagles, the Cowboys, or even the Commanders. And the Commanders we kind of feel light about. Listen, I was rooting for the Commanders against the Eagles. If you ask me, I'm not a fan of the Eagles. I want them to lose any chance that they're playing on a single given Sunday. Being a Giants fan and rooting for the Eagles should not coincide. So that's why I genuinely ask, if you're a Giants fan and you're rooting for the Eagles, go ahead and switch sides, man. Go ahead. Get your Saquon jersey on the Eagles jersey. Do your thing. I'm perfectly fine with that. Just do not claim to be a Giants fan and root for Saquon Barkley and the Eagles. Yeah, Saquon Barkley was a great player for us. He's a great off-the-field player. You know, all the stuff that he does for the community. A great athlete. We know all of those things. And yeah, he's a former Giant, so you want to see a former Giant win. You know who else is a former Giant that's on the Chiefs right now? Steve Spagnuolo, a former Super Bowl winning assistant coach, defensive coordinator. He's over there with the Chiefs right now. Go root for the Chiefs. That's who I'm rooting for. A three-peat, that's a pretty good storyline to root for. I'm not here to root for Saquon Barkley's redemption tour. I'm not here for that. I'm not here to see Saquon Barkley go get that ring. Call it hating or not. The Eagles are the Eagles and the Giants are the Giants. There isn't a place for this. There isn't a place for where you can say, yeah, the Eagles get that Super Bowl and they really stick it to Joe Shane. Listen, Joe Shane probably won't be here after next year. Listen, in 5 years, Saquon Barkley might not be in the league, and I'm not calling that out for him. I'm just saying in general, 10 years, 15 years, Saquon Barkley's not going to be here anymore. But you know what is going to be still talked about? The fact that the Eagles won 2 rings, and they're catching up to the Giants. The Giants only hold 4 to their name. Do I want the Eagles to get any closer? You know how much we hold on to that. Do I want them to get any closer? Shout out to New York Revival, by the way. If y'all don't know, shout out to El Jefe. He said some of the similar things I just stated right there. But all in all, I'm just saying, there's no way I want the Eagles to get closer to what we have. Because where is our bragging rights? I mean, we holding on to these rings as a trophy. And it is a trophy, rightfully so. We got 4 of them. The Eagles have 1. And I'm still upset that they got that 1. I don't need them to get any closer. If you're a Giants fan and you're rooting for the Eagles, I need you to check yourself. And for the people that are coming at Kayvon Thibodeau, I held it for the end. For the people that are coming at Kayvon Thibodeau defending his own team, what are you doing? I can understand if you're not the biggest fan of him tweeting, but this guy was over here calling out our team, saying that we're trash. Hey, we can say it. I'm not trying to see anybody else do it. I'm not trying to see a former Cowboy do it. A former Cowboy that got no rings, by the way. Kayvon made sure he said that. But overall, what are we doing attacking our own players? Where have we gone, man? Where have we gone? And I know Kayvon has been a lot more talk than he has in producing on the field. I understand all of those things. At the end of the day, he was defending the team that he plays for. And whether or not he's going to finish his career as a Giant, wouldn't you want your player to defend the very team that he's on? Wouldn't you want your player to defend the very coach that he's being coached by? And I'm not saying he talked about Brian Daboll, but all in all, he's defending his own franchise that he plays on. And we're coming at Kayvon Thibodeau for going at Des Bryant, who was talking about something about our team being down bad and sick because of Saquon. It is what it is, man. Overall, why are we attacking our own players, defending our own team? There's levels to this, man. There's levels to it. And overall, I just got to challenge you as a fan. If you're a true fan, show what you bleed, man. Do you bleed Big Blue? Do you want to go over with the Empire State Building being lit green? If the Eagles go out and win a Super Bowl, they already did it for the NFC Championship. Is that what you want to see? There's levels to it, man. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Y'all let me know how y'all feel overall. You should be rooting for the Chiefs. And it could have been the Bills. It could have been the Ravens. I'm not rooting for them dirty birds to get a ring. That's it. That's all.